Okay, the reality check. The city currently has an $8.2 billion pension debt. It supposedly costs the city $1 million a day. Understanding that you inherited this from mayors who have kicked the can down the road for 15 or 20 years, I want to sing your praises in at least trying to fix this and applaud you on getting it through the legislature, which I want to say, y'all, I don't know if you realize that was a miracle, okay? Part of the deal going forward, though, is that you have to issue bonds. And the bonds are part of this Proposition A. Right. You need voter approval. Voter turnout is low, and some may not understand how important it is to vote on Tuesday, November 7th. Tell us what impact Proposition A has on our city's finance, if it passes and if it doesn't pass.
And it does. Proposition A is the pension obligation bonds. Let me get Chef show of hand. And you know, we're in church, okay? So I asked this question the other day in Third Ward, and I'm going to ask it now. And just be honest, you know, how many are registered to vote? Okay? Okay. How many have already voted? And be honest, you know, election is November 7th. How many have not yet voted? And that's way too many. Okay? That's way too many. The pension cost is crowding out everything in our city's finances. We pay over $400 million a year on pension costs. And if we don't fix it, it just rises like this. We're also operating under a self-imposed revenue cap, okay? Which means that my revenue is capped. Even in a growing city, when the revenue starts going up and it reaches that cap, we have to lower the tax rate. And City Council, though I voted against, City Council lowered the tax rate 2 weeks ago, even in the midst of Hurricane Harvey. But we're operating under a revenue cap. If we don't take control of our pension costs, and it continues to go up, it crowds out everything that we can do, whether it's public safety, whether it's on parks, green space, picking up your trash, all of those things, because you're dealing with limited revenue. Okay? And what people don't understand, if I look at my police budget, 91% of my police budget is on personnel. For the fire department, 91% of my budget in fire is on personnel. Which two departments make up the most of the city's budget? Police and fire. Okay? So if I'm having to cut, I'm going to cut your services. I mean, that's reality. The pension bonds of $1 billion. Over the last 15 years, the city has borrowed from the police employee pension fund $750 million over the last 15 years. To do other things, could be good things, but we borrowed from the police pension, employees pension. Over the last 15 years, the city of Houston has borrowed from the municipal employees pension, the people who pick up your trash, more than $250 million to do other things, but nonetheless, we borrowed. I have asked the employee groups to help resolve our pension problem by reducing their future retirement benefits. That's not an easy ask, okay? And I've asked for a solution that doesn't require raising your taxes or the city having to infuse a great deal of cash. And what I've said to the employee groups, you can have a good pension system, but there will come a point in time where I cannot pay for it. And so you'll have a good pension system, but when you go to the mailbox, the check will not be there. And so let's work to get a credible pension system, and please work with me. And then when the city, as we do better, I'll be mindful of the fact that you came to the table, and you will share in the benefits as we move forward. And they agreed, at least police and the municipals. Passed through the legislature, but the legislature decided, Mayor, on this $1 billion, where you are going to pay back, we are paying back the police what we borrowed from, paying back to the municipal employees what we have borrowed from. The legislature said, Mayor, we like all of this other stuff. where the employees are reducing their future retirement benefits by $3 billion without raising any of your taxes. We like that, and we're going to take that. But you want to pay back these employee groups the money that has been borrowed using these pension obligation bonds. And even though it has been done in the past by previous mayors without you having to vote on it, Bill White, for example, in 2006, issued $625 million in pension obligation bonds. No one had to vote on that. Issued, done. But Mayor, you take this to the voters.
Double standard.
Okay? And so we're taking it to the voters. And that's what you're voting on. Okay? Now, what if you vote no? Number one, it's old debt. We owe the police employee pension. We owe the municipals. Even if you vote no, you still owe it. You just gonna pay it back at 8.5% interest rate. Or you can vote yes, and we pay it back at 4.5. Just like you refinance your home when the rates are better. It's cheaper dollars. But then the police and employees said to me, okay, Mayor, hold on. But let's say they vote no, and we are reducing our future employee benefits. Hell to the no. If they vote no, we go back to what we currently have. And the city can end up losing $1.8 billion of the $3 million, because what they are saying, you cannot take our cuts and they not in turn pay us back our money. I think it's only fair, and I support that position. And if you vote no, the next year's budget costs increase by $157 million. Okay?
And that impacts services, right?
And that impacts services, and it directly impacts you. And so I'm hoping, I see Councilmember Larry Green walking into the audience.
Hey, Larry.
Councilmember Kay, District Councilmember Kay, give it up to Councilmember Green, you know. And so what's on the ballot? Proposition 8 of the pension obligation bonds without raising your taxes. It's not new debt, it's old debt. I hope you will support it.